Mind ID, How to Gain the Universe. Alex Brady. This time we'll be looking at semantics for a third time, in particular how semantics relates to mind identity communications. Let's get started. Stick around because I will be covering philosophies about understanding and communication and how that relates to you personally experiencing a transcendental level of yourself. The one postulated by mind identity theory. Stick around. As a reminder, mind ID theory states that I and you are mind. I am mind, where mind is a collection of understandings and the experience of those understandings. And that's it. We think there's a lot more going on, but that's it. And the only step necessary to experience this state, this otherworldly state, is to remind yourself now that mind identity exists as an explanation of your life and identity. So this time we'll be recapping some of the meanings and locutionary considerations of the last two videos, and then we'll get into the mind identity communications and what I kind of expect to see about it. We'll wrap it up as usual. So let's cover meanings. Denotation is a noun that means the explicit or dictionary definition of an expression. Here we have an emoji of eggplant where we expect a denotative definition to mean something like food humans eat. It is also a plant that grows out of the ground and a vegetable comes out. Just the actual thing itself is also a denotative definition of it. Where connotation is the associations an expression elicits from an individual based on their experience. And so this eggplant emoji given to the right person could mean, well, it can mean sex stuff. Locutionary considerations. Locution is a noun, and it means the denotative significance of an utterance. And remember, locution and elocution, perlocution has to do with the exchange of information between a sender and receiver. Here, locution is the denotative significance of the utterance. Let's have another look at the cut the cheese situation. Here, cut is a verb that means to divide into pieces with a sharp tool. And cheese denotatively means a food made of pressed milk curds. And so cutting the cheese kind of looks like this. You're dividing pressed milk curds with a sharp tool. That's the locutionary significance of the utterance, cut the cheese. Now, a human being speaking it, the connotative significance to the speaker, the elocution, it could easily mean the idiom, which means to fart, if you want to say it in a nice way. And that's elocution. And the perlocution is how it's received by the recipient, how the utterance is received. In this case, a listener may have a dog named the cheese. And if your dog's named the cheese and someone says, I cut the cheese, you have to wonder if your dog has been injured. Don't worry, guys, the cheese is fine. And so how do I expect these philosophies to intersect with mind ID? Well, I fully expect there will be misunderstandings and miscommunications regarding the theory of mind identity. Fully expect it. I have a whole white paper about this phenomenon. Check out my website, iamalexbrady.com/ABCs will take you to the blog, and you can read the full white paper. In this, I communicate how misunderstandings happen with common phrases. I'm going in a whole new direction with mind ID. Let's cover that. So, mind identity theory flips the most fundamental idea that any being can have about itself. Its identity gets flipped squarely on its head. For that reason, some concepts that are believed to be common sense simply do not fit this theory. So attempting to rationalize mind identity with long-held beliefs may not work. And by may not work, it will not work. And yet this is how everyone in the world is going to first attempt to look at this. Most people anyway. They will try to rationalize what they're reading with their experience of life. And that just will not work. Luckily for all involved, though, at the most basic level, I'm not asking anyone to conceptualize, intellectualize with me. No. The only step necessary is that you remind yourself at this moment that it's a possibility, and then you will experience the state yourself. So all I'm asking is that you seriously attempt applying this theory within your life, practically and experientially and experimentally. Just give it a shot. Once you've experienced the truth of your identity beyond the universe of perception, in fact, your identity as the ruler of perception, concepts won't matter. The concepts I'll be presenting won't matter anymore because you'll understand your divinity. For more information about concepts don't matter, check out my other content. I'll leave a link down in the feed. To concepts don't matter, the last concept you'll ever need. In conclusion, mind identity states I am a mind, where mind is a collection of understandings and then the experience of those understandings. The only step necessary to experience this transcendental level of yourself is to remind yourself now in this moment that mind identity exists as an explanation of your life and identity. The more you can believe it, the more you can achieve it. It actually does work that way. So where even do we communicate? We talked about communication. Where's it going to happen? We're going to do it at Philosophy Club, Oneself, and SFACIM. These are collectives that I have collected as Alex Brady. Feel free to join them. You can find them at my website. If you want to just find me on the fly, I am available at the social media site nearest you. And if you're finding this on YouTube, I will suggest that you start with Philosophy Club. Go ahead and check out YouTube. And you may also have plenty of fun at my Reddit, my subreddit page. And with that, that was the semantic look at mind identity. That was the wrong way to say that. Someone's going to say something. Here's the thing, guys. Mind identity. If it works, you gain the universe. And luckily for everyone, it does indeed work. Catch y'all next time. Alex Brady.